spinning is here. Still spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning. Still spinning.
Good evening or good morning or good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Still Spinning Podcast, episode 145. It's May. My allergies are on fire right now.
Your eyes are on fire.
My name's Nicole. That's Dan.
Oh.
Yes, please.
I just whipped out a Katy Perry song. What is happening?
That was
Right?
not.
That's Katy Perry. Yeah, that girl's on fire.
Alicia Keys.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Very different.
Good. Well, you know what? I'm glad I didn't
I was
know.
going to say, you should feel better about Alicia Keys than Katy Perry.
Oh, Katy Perry's Roar.
Yes.
They kind of have the same message and they feel a lot like each other, I think.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. But yes, no, mine is mostly in my throat this year. It's yeah.
What?
My
Oh,
allergies.
allergy. Okay.
Dan, Jesus, Dan.
Well, no,
already we're a minute in.
What are we talking about here?
My goodness. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Welcome. Hi.
Yes.
So I survived post-prom with the kids.
Oh, Dan, I was concerned about you. I was out and about Saturday, and I said to Paul, I was like, oh, remind me I got to send Dan some harassing text messages later. And then you didn't respond. So then the next day I texted you again. I'm like, you all right, man? And that you responded to.
It was one of those, I backed away from the technology and things for a while, but
Smart.
yeah. So what's interesting though, is that it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Good.
Kids are, I forgot to factor in, and I should have factored this in, and I just completely forgot. But these were kids. This was a small town in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They're still kids, and they're still annoying.
Right. Still high school age.
Still high school age, and still, running, just doing the dumb, I don't know, just doing what dumb kid stuff do, like we all did. So it's fine. But they were actually fairly polite. They were.
That's good.
I forgot to factor in the small town thing, because when if you think back, and anybody who went to school in a small town, it's a different kind of annoying, right? You've got that base annoying level because you're a kid and you've got, you just have to be. But then there's still raised in a small town. And so there's this natural level of respect and politeness that comes along with that. And so I forgot to factor that in when I was building up in my head how bad the show was going to be. So,
well, I also always believe it's better to have the worst case scenario in your head,
right?
And be pleasantly surprised as opposed to shock and awe whenever it goes sideways and you weren't expecting it.
Correct.
Did they like your questions? Were they?
Yeah, the problem was, oh, hey, happy Monday, Carla. The problem was that my I used a little bit of not chat. I used Claude to help me write some of the questions, or at least to put me in the right direction. Not so much write the questions, but like, hey, so these kids were born in like 2008.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like,
depressing.
So Mike, help me. What are the topics? What did they grow up with? What did they do? And I did. And so some of the questions I thought they were like, I'm like, what's the currency called in the game in Minecraft and all this kind of stuff that I thought was kind of tougher questions, but they're like, well, it's this, like, they know, like it's like, back of the hand stuff for them. So, but it was okay. Like there were, they gave me a lot of questions about like the teachers and things that I could use that were fun. And then, I threw some science questions, and there's like some stuff that they should know graduating high school. And so, it ended up being okay. There were probably about 5 or 6 questions. I'm like, dude, I know the answer to that question. Like there was an answer, the Pink Pony Club. And as I was saying the question out loud, I'm like, I know the answer to this. Like, why? Of course they're going to know the answer to this.
Yeah. 50-year-old Dan knows it.
Right.
So the kids are like, ugh.
Now, at least I didn't ask an Alicia Keys / Katy Perry question, though.
That
I would have been wrong.
Embarrassing. Yes,
all right. You want to move on? You want anything you need to catch up on here?
Man, no, I dealt with a lot of kids this week too. It's the busy time of year for anyone who entertains the high school and middle school ages, and I am over it.
Yeah. This is
Let's
the time
just
where
say
they're doing
that.
their field, like where they've done their, this is their rewards for the year, things like that.
Band trips, choir trips, 8th grade graduation trips. Did you go on an 8th grade trip? I didn't go on an 8th grade trip.
We
You
did.
did?
So I did not. So, well, so no, my problem is that I switched schools in like 7th and a half grade. So I did not, or it was the 8th, like I missed my, so one, no, I remember what it was. The school that I left did their trip like it was 7th grade or 6th grade. I like missed the trip because I switched to the other school and they did the trip the year before.
Yep.
But we used to always go to, I mean, we always had, like the crossing guards. We always got to go to Great America on the bus, things like.
Oh, I mean, that's a field trip though. Like these kids are like.
Yeah, you're talking about like DC.
That's a trip.
Yeah, they
or
both.
Chicago. Like these aren't Chicago schools.
Right.
They're all traveling in.
Really?
Oh yeah. We get a ton of Michigan. A lot of Minnesota, Kentucky, Texas. Oh yeah, they come
and they're
from all
going to
over.
Chicago?
Yeah.
I mean,
I can imagine nothing worse than chaperoning one of these trips. It's truly like if hell exists, that's mine. I'm going to be a chaperone for like an 8th grade class trip.
Yeah, I could no, like I would no, nope.
Hard pass. Hard pass. But yeah.
All right. I'd rather, sit through a Rocky Horror Picture Show sing along with you, rather than.
That's so funny you say that because we watched the movie last night, because we just saw the stage production, and so we watched the movie, and I was definitely singing along and reciting some lines. Actually, I think you would enjoy it. You think it would be hell, but I think you'd like it.
I'd like it, Nicole, because you'd like it.
Mm-hmm. You'd like it because you'd like.
Back of my head, I'd hate it, but I don't know. I'll tell you the honest truth. I've never seen it. I've never seen the whole thing, and I tell you why. And I told you this before. I was anti Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Because of all the theater kids?
Because all the theater kids, that's all they wanted to do after I was in every play in high school. We did 2 a year and then a musical, and every show, that's what they all wanted to do. And I, just being anti-social, I don't know what it was, but I'm like, this is dumb. I'm not doing this. And so I just sort of built up a wall around the Rocky Horror Picture Show. But
makes total sense to me.
I love Tim Curry, right? I love, and the parts that I've seen, I'm like, okay. And I know so many of the songs. I know I know so many references from it. Probably half of them from you.
Probably.
But I just never actually sat down and watched the whole thing.
Well, yeah, that's a bad way to get introduced to it. It must have had a resurgence right after, because you're just a couple years younger than me. Because I had no idea what it was. I worked in a movie theater in Minnesota, and 2 people came in to see a movie, and they started talking to me, and they're like, have you ever seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show? And I said, no. They're like, we think you'd like it. And I was like, okay.
Well, they knew
whatever. Yeah, they were correct. So when I moved to Wisconsin, I saw an ad for it in like the Milwaukee, it's probably the Shepherd Express or some Milwaukee newspaper. So I didn't actually see it until I was maybe a junior or senior in high school. And I knew literally nothing about it. And I drove into the city and went to the show and sat in the back row because I was like, I had no idea what to expect.
Loaded up the truck, got into the big city, and
went into because I
went to the picture show.
I lived like 30 minutes north of Milwaukee.
Okay.
So it was a little bit of a trek to go down to the.
I'm 25 minutes west of Milwaukee, and it's a trek to me. Like it's a thing. Like I won't go unless I have to. So
yeah. So my experience was completely. I had no idea what to expect, and it was awesome. And
were you like a goth kind of kid?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why they looked at you and went, "Oh, you like this show."
Yeah, I think in high school I very much had a Winona Ryder look to me. I dyed my hair black, like the back half was shaved. Like it was long on top, so you couldn't tell unless I had it pulled up, and then it was shaved underneath.
Oh, like Winona Ryder in what's that movie? Was it with Christian Slater?
Heathers.
No, although that's true too.
That is the movie with Christian Slater.
What's who's the girl in the Christian Slater movie where he's the pirate radio DJ?
Oh, that's Samantha Mathis, I think.
Okay. Pump Up the Volume.
Pump Up the Volume. Great movie.
It really is actually a good movie.
Good.
It's a good angst teen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch it now and it's kind of funny because you're like, come on, you're not.
Everybody knows that's
Leonard Cohen, yes.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
all right.
All right,
we
let's
get to
see
some
how we're
actual
10 minutes
topics?
in. Let's do a topic. All right. And the topic I'm going to start with is Spirit Airlines. We're a little late to this. It's dead. I mean, dead. It's gone half dead before. This time it's dead and gone.
This is like rip the Band-Aid off dead. Like it just disappeared one day.
Like literally they called everybody and said, yeah, you don't have, like the planes are grounded. You don't have a flight tomorrow. And actually, believe it or not, it's about 25 years since a major airline has gone out of business.
Really?
Yeah. And then they came at the last second to try to do a government bailout, and they're like, nah, and you just let it go. And honestly, fine, right? We don't need government run airlines.
Right.
We don't like hits. We got enough airlines. We're good. Although I say that, but we could use some more flights. So a couple of things that I find interesting about this, first of all, how much would it suck? How much would it suck if you're traveling? Right? And we leave Monday on Spirit Airlines. We're supposed to come back on Friday, and and your airline just gone.
Yes. I can't even imagine.
You don't have a ticket. Like it's not like they can put you on another flight. They don't have any more employees. It's gone. Like you can't call them and go, well, you're going to have to put me on American. No, you got to call American Airlines and say, hey, me and about, 25,000 other people are trying to get tickets on a plane. What do you got?
Yeah. Can you help me out?
Yeah. So that would suck.
Yes.
That would be so bad. Spirit Airlines. And so two things. The other thing that I think about when I think Spirit, everybody hated Spirit. Spirit Airlines was like the Walmart of the sky, right? It was
right.
Just
You had
terrible.
to pay for everything.
Everything, but also your seats were crowded. It wasn't the best group of people you're flying with all the time.
Because it's the Walmart of the air.
Yeah, right. But now that it's gone, I was like, oh, I miss Spirit. No, you don't. Then why didn't you fly Spirit when you had the chance? Right? Spirit was like if you couldn't get a ticket anywhere else, if you go, all right, I'll deal with Spirit. Yeah, right. Frontier's right there with them. So
yeah, absolutely. No surprise. Well, the only thing I thought was really pretty shocking is they didn't even have manned phones or anything. They just shut down. Literally just like, we're done.
Pilots were stuck in other cities, and they like, you don't fly that plane back. And they're like, well, wait, what?
How do I get back?
Well, that's another interesting thing, because pilots have I don't know if the pilots can do what they call deadheading on flights. Flight attendants can do this too. But so basically a pilot can get a flight really anywhere. Like they walk up to the ticket counter and go, hey, here, I'm pilot, I'm deadheading. And there's just an agreement amongst all the airlines that it's just easier if we all just let each other deadhead and get a pilot to his or her location that they need to be. But that privilege only exists if you're an employee, if you're an actual airline pilot. The second Spirit Airline closed, those tags that you have, that ID that says, check in Spirit Airline, that's no good.
Yeah.
So I do believe other airlines were being nice to their fellow pilots and let them fly back home, but they weren't doing it with the passengers.
United was. I don't know if they were honoring flights or just like giving discounts, but I know that there was like a special code that if you had a Spirit airline, you could call United and they would, do their best to assist.
They're not going to do it for free.
No, I'm sure they're not. But I think they were doing like a discounted fare, like if they had a seat or something. I'm not entirely sure what they ended up doing.
Keith says, so Spirit's employees got the same service as their passengers. Right. Yes.
Go figure.
Couldn't find anybody to do it. The other, just one more thing to mention on the Spirit Airlines thing. There's some idiot on TikTok.
Shocker.
There's always an idiot on TikTok. And there's a guy named Hunter Peterson. He's launched a crowdfunding campaign to buy Spirit Airlines and have it be owned by the people.
Oh my God. What a terrible idea. What a terrible idea.
By the way, so far, and the brag here is they're like, look, over $200 million has been pledged. Yeah, pledged. Nobody's whipped out their credit card because guess what? If you're flying Spirit Airlines, you don't have a lot of FU money that you can spend to help buy an airline. And then what if you did buy the airline? What do you get?
What are you going to do? Do you think you're going to get free flights?
Yeah, you're going to want something, right? Well, the airline's bleeding money. Like you can't what do you think you're going to get for that? The goal, by the way, they're trying to raise is $1.75 billion.
Do you know what's sad? They might.
No, they won't get one.
I don't know.
Well, pledges, sure.
Well, yes, pledges.
Yeah, they'll
they
get
might
pledges.
get that amount pledged.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. What a world. However, something exciting in the world, Survivor Season 50. Dan, are you a Survivor fan? Have you ever been? Not the band Survivor, the TV show Survivor.
I am the tiger.
The thrill of the fight.
Rising up.
To the
Back on the street.
Survivor.
Took my time, took my chances.
All right. We don't want people to turn it off.
Are
you a
No,
Survivor?
I'm actually doing such a good job. I'm worried that all of our online services
yes.
are going to think that we're playing the song. That's how good I am
we'll
at singing
flagged
that. Yes, and
for
copyrights, and I don't want that. So that's why I'm going to stop. Not because you don't want to hear me sing.
Yeah, that's why.
Yep. So no, I watched. I think maybe I remember what's the Richard Hatch, the naked guy. I remember him, right, running around naked all the time, and that's pretty much the only season I ever paid attention to that show.
But can you believe it's been on?
No, 50
long
seasons.
Enough, 50 seasons, and I will. So this is season 50. Obviously, a big number for Survivor. They are able to do that because they do 2 seasons a year. Essentially. So it's
still 25 years.
Still been on 25 years. And this season in particular they're doing just a lot of different things. This is called the In the Hands of the Fan season. So I don't know exactly how they gathered this information, but they say they surveyed a bunch of fans of Survivor and asked them, would you like to see this type of challenge? What do you think about this thing? And so the fans are kind of guiding it, and they are doing stuff they have never done before. And every episode is it is the only show. Usually we wait until the whole season of anything is out before we watch it. It's the only show we watch the night it's on because...
What do you mean they're doing stuff they've never done before? How is there anything left they've never... What do you mean by that?
So let's see. So something that just happened a couple weeks ago. So if you are not caught up, turn it off now so you're going to get some spoilers.
Give us about 45 seconds here.
Yeah. So they had this season so far, 3 celebrities have somehow been involved in the show. Actually, 4 celebrities somehow. So the first one that showed up was Billie Eilish, and it was something called the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. So this idol, usually when you find a hidden immunity idol, you get to decide what you do with it. So this you can give it to someone else, but if that person gets eliminated holding that idol, it boomerangs back to you. So ideally, you'd want to give it to someone that's going to get blindsided so you get the idol back. So that's one thing. Mr. Beast, do you know who Mr. Beast is?
I do.
Okay, so I don't really know. Mr. Beast was on a couple weeks ago, and they did a challenge in which they found out that Mr. Beast was going to be at tribal council, and he was going to do something, but they didn't know what he was going to do. So they don't know what they're walking into, so it caused just total chaos. So they get to tribal council, they do, they're about to vote, and then it comes out that he's got a coin. It's a heads or tails, it's a flip. One person had to agree to do it. Everybody else had to agree to let that person do it. If they flipped and called it correctly, they were immune. They got immunity for that, and the pot went to $2 million instead of $1 million. But if it landed the opposite, what they didn't call, they were immediately on the jury. Also, the jury is bigger than it's ever been.
I don't know what the hell's the jury.
The jury is once they hit X amount of players. So this season, they started at 24 players, which is also the biggest season they've ever had. These are all people who have played Survivor before. So they're all returning players, which they have done before. They've done returning player seasons before. But this is like the big names of Survivor. Like Colby from season 2 was on it, if you watched up to season 2. Maybe. Australia. Okay.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did watch that one. Yeah.
So he was on. He's been gone for a while. So every season, once you hit a certain number of people remaining, once you get voted out, you become part of the jury. And the jury actually decides who gets the money at the end. So at the end, it's the top 3 or 4 or however many they're going to do. Nobody knows this season what it's going to be. They all plead their case, and then everyone votes. And whoever gets the most votes gets the money.
Okay.
So this season, the jury is larger than it's ever been. So the jury started earlier. And then last week, they had, and they've never done this before, so there were 9 people left. They had their immunity challenge. The person who won immunity, could roam around the beach as much as they want. The other 2 were divided. They drew rocks and divided into 2 teams. One team on one beach, one team on the other beach. He could walk in between the 2 of them, and each one of them went to tribal council separately and voted someone out. So it's just been like, but they never know what's going to happen. Like every week, Jeff's like, all right. Jeff participated in a contest where there was an additional challenge where if he beat them all, then he was going to, they got something taken away. But if they beat him, and they destroyed him.
What do you think he's worth?
So much money, because he's an executive producer too. I think.
Oh, is he? Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Did he start off as executive producer, or did he work his way into that?
I'm not really sure. It's a Mark Burnett, something like that, production. But he's been there every season. And you talk about being on for 25 years. Like, they are showing some flashbacks, and you're like, damn, Jeff.
This is what I'm saying. Like, one of the reasons I think that show continues is because it's probably relatively inexpensive to make. Relatively.
Yes.
I mean,
yep.
And so I can't imagine the host is pulling in a whole lot of money unless he gets points for being the EP and things like that. Because I'm thinking if there's because he's really the only constant that's been there the whole time, right? Is the host.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Paul says, let's put that up on so our viewers can see it. Estimated to have a net worth in the range of $50 to $60 million.
I bet he had a deal from the beginning. I don't think he was a producer, but don't quote me on that. But he's been with them every single season. And one of the reasons it's such a cheap show to produce is what they will do is this shoots pretty much. So season 50 shot pretty much back to back to season 49. So they're in the same location. So they don't have to rebuild, Ponderosa, which is when you're voted off, you go to the nice where you can eat and shower and stuff. Right. And then the crew village and all that stuff. So they only have to build that once a year because they do it back to back.
Yeah, I don't know. I just that. Although so I feel like if you think about history, that was the first sort of reality game show, right?
Yes.
Now, I would argue and say I think the first reality show was probably Cops, because that was on before Survivor. And that's pretty much, that was let's just show how it really happened. Now, granted, there was editing and everything in there. But to me, that might have been one of the first reality shows, but certainly the first reality, game show, the one that got everybody, against each other and, it turned, I don't know, but I think probably the 2 that I think of are always Cops and Survivor as far as and kids, listen up, youngsters. This wasn't a common thing when we were growing up watching TV, right? We didn't have a show with all these contestants, all of this,
the competition,
the drama and the competition. And that was the first show to really edit in the drama, right? Somebody sat in the background and went, hey, I know that when he just was arguing about that, they weren't really arguing about that, but let's make it seem like they were. Let's edit this thing to make it look like, this is what this was really about. And when he flipped her off, no, that was 2 days later, but let's put it in there because that's great for the, that's great for the edit. It looks really good. So.
And what is also interesting about season 1 of Survivor is even the showrunners had no idea how it was going to go. It really was a social experiment. And I don't know if you remember this, Dan, but they started out with 2 tribes.
Yes.
In season 1. One tribe had Richard Hatch, who ended up winning and played like the devil. The other team had this woman who was, I think she was whatever a troop leader is for the Eagle Scouts.
Yeah.
But she was a true survivalist. And so one camp was running on a survivalist mentality, while the other camp was on a we're going for broke.
Yeah.
And when they merged, the survivalists picked off one by one because they couldn't believe the other team was playing that way. And it was very interesting. And I don't even think that the people who put this show together.
That's really a sort of a microcosm of the country, isn't it?
Yep. It's one of the reasons I enjoy the British, the Great British Bake Off, because they're so nice to each other. And it's so very different from the US shows where they're like helping each other out. But then again, like UK Traders was deliciously fun to watch. So
Paul also lets us know that Mark Burnett generally estimated to have a net worth of around $500 million.
Yeah, that's what 50 years of survival will do.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, $2 million this
although
year.
Probst net worth of 50 to 60 million. Does that sound, now, I'm going to say something that's going to sound so stupid. Does that sound like a lot for somebody who has hosted the same show? I guess that's really all he's done though.
Do you think Alex Trebek was worth 50
Oh yeah, I think Alex Trebek
really?
was worth, oh yeah, I think he was probably worth well more than $50 million.
Maybe our fact checker will tell us.
Don't you think so?
I have no idea. I don't have any, like, to me, it sounds like a lot of money. It sounded like a lot until I saw 500 million.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it is a lot of money. It sounds stupid when I say it, and I get that. Is being worth 50 million a lot? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Relatively speaking.
So $1 million a season? And I'm sure it didn't start out that, right? Like, I'm sure he's making more per season now than he did.
That's, I guess, what I'm saying. Like, does he make so is it $1 million a season that he gets? And then, of course, he's got
$2 million a year. Because if you're doing 2 seasons back to back,
that doesn't sound like a lot for a show that's been on for that long.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down. If they're looking for a replacement,
yep,
I will happily take it.
I will do it for half of what Nicole is about to offer.
What the heck, Dan?
Yep. Together, we'll split it.
Trebek was estimated to have a net worth of $75 million at his death.
Okay, that's not as much as I would have thought in the 100 million. Okay, well, whatever.
So
all right.
We're all learning together.
All right. It's a fair comparison though, too, because they only basically hosted one show. That's all they did. So
yeah.
All right. Next one. It wouldn't be a still spinning podcast if we didn't talk about AI.
How could you talk about anything in this world right now without AI?
Yeah. Researchers recently ran an experiment to see how easily AI chatbots could be tricked into treating made-up information as fact. They planted references to a fake medical condition called Bixonomania. Bixonomania. Bixonimania. Bixonomania. Within weeks, Gemini, ChatGPT were referencing the imaginary ailment as if it were real. Microsoft's Copilot called it, quote, an intriguing and relatively rare condition. And Gemini said it was, quote, caused by excessive exposure to blue light.
How ironic.
Alex Rouhani, a doctoral researcher in health misinformation. The University College in London said, it looks funny, but hold on. We have a problem here. This is a master class on how mis and disinformation operates. If the scientific process itself and the systems that support the process are skilled and they aren't capturing and filtering out chunks like these, we're doomed. Excessive exposure to blue light. Not even a real, it's just made up. It's a made up disease, completely made up. The hallucination has a hallucination here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, remember how crazy we got, like, when WebMD came out, because everything at WebMD, and well, it could be just you had too much to drink, or you may have brain cancer, right? Like WebMD
one of those two things.
Yeah. But now it's gone further. It's literally just making things up. Like this doesn't exist. There's nothing in the system that made it check what it was telling you. It just told you what it read somewhere and learned online. And, the other thing I will tell you, and I don't know how much you work. I use Claude Code now pretty much every day. I use coding.
Wow.
And sometimes I need help coming up with an angle. So I'll switch back over to Claude. And the number of times AI is just wrong, flat out wrong. And I know it because I kind of already know an answer, or I know what I'm, so like it is so crazy and so bad. And now AI is literally just making things up, just taking things out of nowhere and now passing it on as if it's fact.
I am in no way surprised.
Oh, and they now, the other thing is that your AI is very confident in its answers. It won't tell you, it might be this, but it also might be this, or I'm thinking this. And then when you call it out, it goes, oh, yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, obviously it's blue, not green, like I just spent the last 3 minutes telling you. It's blue, not green.
Oh my
and you're
gosh.
like, well, what just happened here? Like, wait, what?
You're supposed to know everything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, terrifying. I can't say that I'm surprised. I would never want to be a doctor, just generally speaking. I can only imagine the true nightmare that it is now with TikTok doctors and, like just with ChatGPT and AI and all of these things, people self-diagnosing where they come in and like, oh, I know that this was what it is.
Yeah.
It's
If
like,
you walk in and tell your doctor, yes, I saw it on Google. Your doctor's going to just like, get out.
Yeah.
Just go. Don't even tell me what you saw.
There should be special doctors that only talk to those people, and they'll be like the doctors. Do you remember Escape from LA and the all the crazy plastic surgeon doctors who were stealing everybody?
Yes.
That's exactly what people who only listen to online stuff deserve for healthcare, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, my wife. I made my wife a badge cover. She won't wear it. Obviously, she can't. But it says, "Let me guess?" ? You Googled it? ? She won't wear it.
That's pretty good, though. Did you make it with your 3D printer?
I did.
Nice. Yes. All right. As if that isn't scary enough, the robotics pioneer who helped unleash the Roomba vacuum is now betting that you might one day replace your beloved dog or cat with a plush robot that follows you around your home and adapts to your daily habits. Oh, God. Colin Angle unveiled his 4-legged prototype of that artificial pet called the Familiar on Monday. Imagine a creature the size of a bulldog with doe-like eyes and a bear cub ears and paws. Gives you a greeting stretch, then invites you to pat its sensitive fake fur. We chose a form factor that's not human, not dog, not cat, because we wanted to steer away from those preconceptions. First off, a familiar is a human who takes care of vampires, everybody. Okay?
Right.
Second of all, this is creepy as all get out. I'm sorry. I think it's creepy to have a robot. What need does this fill?
Nicole, we've done topics on robot boyfriends and girlfriends. How can this in any way surprise you that we have robot pets? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't want to talk to something that's not real.
Right.
Although my dog has 2 brain cells, and so maybe something with a few more brain cells might be, I maybe get him, you know what? Maybe I'll get him one.
I think a real dog would just destroy it. So the creator just did an interview with the Associated Press, and he said, this is not about having something you want to hug. This is about having something that you want to hug and you want to pet. When it's happy, that makes you happy. It's large enough or mobile enough to follow you around the kitchen or drag you off the couch and take a walk. Okay, I don't like the idea that it's dragging me anywhere. He said the robot will make emotive animal-like sounds but won't talk. It'll mimic a real pet, and it has audio input ears with an AI system that can understand and learn from what you say to it.
And who else is learning?
Exactly. So it gradually changes your behavior to whoever it's staying with. This is just another way to listen.
Of course it is. And the other thing is, but do they need more? Because we have our cell phones with us all the time. They're listening to that. They're listening to our Alexas and our Siris and all this other stuff. Our TVs 100%. Are listening to us. So, I mean, who cares at this point? Just bring another thing in, right?
I don't know. Maybe they feel like this thing will create a sense of security that maybe you'll let down some of the guards you have up with your phone or something else. I have no idea, but it's creepy as all hell. And we're doomed.
All right, let's do a couple of comments before we get out of here. He says, I think I saw an after-school special on Bixani Mania once. Yeah, that.
The more you know.
Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. And Nicole, somebody called you out here on YouTube regarding salaries. Nicole said, we're all learning together. I feel like the show has lied to me. Where's my refund? Learning. You said we're all learning together.
That's fair.
Which means...
But I don't think... I mean, how can we stop people from learning if we're learning? We aren't teaching. You know what I'm saying?
We kind of did. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just saying let's just be careful. Let's be careful.
I'll write you a check.
Yes.
I'll issue you a refund for your subscription right now.
All the money is coming back to you. So,
yes,
thank you.
Just sit back and enjoy it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Thank you for hanging out with us on the Still Spinning podcast. If you like what you heard, hit that follow button wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a review. Share the episode with someone who needs more weird news in their life. We record live every Monday on Facebook. Episodes drop every Wednesday. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.